Evening all. Evening all. How are we all doing today? Friday night. Friday night in lockdown in Dublin. And it looks like we are in lockdown until February, probably the end of February or something like that. So yeah, not not much else to be doing, lads, on a Friday night. Only problem was I had some stuff on that I had to take care of yesterday. I had fully intention to go live yesterday, but I had nothing on all day. Thought I'd be free to live in the evening after I made that Canelo video, and then other things come up. So you gotta work on the job. You gotta move on the job. You gotta work on the go. But anyway, we get a few people. We got plenty. What do you think of the thumbnail? What do you guys all think of the thumbnail? I just finished making that this morning. Believe it or not, it should be bigger. It should be bigger, but that's all I could really fit in. I didn't crop the picture well enough. But what do you all think of Harley Quinn? What do you all think of him? Looking well. I watched this interview with IFL last night. You know, 55 minutes. I got about 20 minutes in. I couldn't do the whole one. But now see, we got a few guys in the chat. I wanted, saw you making donations to Tanya and Boots vid on Wednesday. Do you know what, man, right? A big up to you, Dean. I was gonna steal from Dell. I was gonna steal from Dell. That's what I was trying to do. I was trying to get him to say, like, yo, shout out to G-Man Boxing. And every flipping time, right? Every flipping time I gave him a donation, it was like, thanks, G-Man Box. I was like, for fuck's sake, just shout out to G. Because I was going to do what Dell did and just take and put it in as an intro. I'm working on a new intro now anyway. But I kept on giving it to him. And it was always, yeah, thanks, G. I was like, for fuck's sake. And yeah, he'd shout out everyone else. I was like, come on, just say, shout out to G-Man Boxing. Yeah, thanks, G-Man Boxing. Like, for fuck's sake. That was just, fuck you. I gave him, like, I think a tenner. And then he's like, yeah, thanks, man, for the £10. I was like, fuck you. I just want you to say shout out to G-Man Boxing. So I didn't get my intro. That would have been funny. Mark giving him the 50 quid to throw the thing over himself. That was gas. Shout out that unrivaled. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. There we go. That was funny, man. That was funny. Yeah. Unrivaled. Did you get your 50 quid back Did you get your 50 quid back, Mark? I think we all want to know. TFL give you the 50 quid back. Man, that was fun. Man, he makes some serious cash doing those streams. Like, he made about $1,000 on the first one, and I didn't catch that live stream. But the first one, he made $1,000. But there's people giving him 100 quid, just flaunting. Because I think because he got like over 1,000 people in the live chat, so you're getting questions every like 2 seconds. So what was happening was people were having to just give the super chats to get a shout out. But some lads really, they were giving 50 quid. I was like, damn, you know. He just had to live stream. Think of it like this, man. He can live stream once a week and make someone's like weekly income or something like that, or monthly income, I should say, not weekly. Man, G-Man, I thought that was what you were doing on TFL. The big pussy called Mark. Yeah, you pussied out on Marks. I gave up after that. Because I gave him I think I gave him like 25 quid altogether. Like, I gave him like a couple of fives and a tenner. And I was like, come on. Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Yeah, thank you, G-Man Boxing. I'm like, come on, man. And then someone would give like 2 quid, and he's like, yeah, shout out to you. I'm like, the fuck, like, come on. I need an intro. I need an intro. Yeah, big up the Troll Network every time. Great thumbnail. I used the app you showed in one of your videos, bro. I forget what it's called. Copy and paste or cut and paste photos. I only use it now and again if I feel like I want to add something to a thumbnail. But I was thinking I was going to be talking about Bellew tonight, and I was like, I gotta get him I gotta get Quinn in this in some way. So I looked up the original Harley Quinn, and I was like, it'll do. It'll do. But yeah, big up the Troll Network. Everyone was given 79 pence. I think the least you can give in euros is 99. I'm pretty sure. And you can't put a message on those super chats. I'm pretty sure that's the least you can give in euros is 99 pence or 99 cents. I don't think you can go any lower than that. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's the least you can give in it. But yeah, what was 79 pence wouldn't even get you anything really. But yeah, he was like, what the hell? That was funny. That was funny as shit, man. A big up to Rich every time. Yes, yes. Big up G-Man. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. As always, bro. That's the thing. That just happened. That came randomly in a stream with me and Mark back during the summer. It's pretty much never gone since then. It's been pretty much going solid. What's up, G-Man? Big up to Tony every time, man. I hope you're keeping well. I hope you're enjoying the chat. AAA, shout out to you, my man. Shout out to you. How you been, man? How are things overall? Honestly, man, right? And you know me. If something's going shit, I tell you exactly it's shit. Everything's going perfect. I literally couldn't be going any better. Things going real well today. And yeah, man, everything is going well. Everything's kind of starting to fall into place outside of like YouTube on certain things. So we all G. A big up to my man Nick every time. Nick Harmer, smash the like on the way in. 100%. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. Man, Nick, big up to you, my man, every single time. And if you could, lads, smash the like button. Smash the like button. If you all could. News that I didn't cover yesterday, right? So, Warrington vacates the IBF title. Now, lads, I'm just going to say it out. I could not have wanted to see him fight Kid Galahad at all. I know it was his mandatory and all, but that was not a fun, compelling fight the first time. And one thing that I'm kind of always a bit kind of perplexed at, right, is when sanctioning bodies do this, right? So Kid Galahad got his mandatory shot, right? It was a competitive fight. I give him that, right? But rather than order an immediate rematch, right, they put Kid Galahad in the ratings basically at number 1, give him an immediate like final eliminator, and then he's mandatory again. I wonder what happened to, like, you know, if he'd lost that fight, maybe he slipped down the rank as number 4 or number something like that. Why are they giving him, like, you know, a high ranking straight off the bat? Rather, if they wanted to give him an immediate rematch because it was close, they should just give him an immediate rematch. I don't understand that. But apparently it's saying here, actually, believe it or not, Kid Galahad has revealed he's close to signing with PBC. This is what it's saying here. I'm actually seeing it from Boxing Social. It says that he's actually close. They've been offered a 4-fight deal. Wow, a 4-fight deal with PBC. Unbelievable money, multi-million-pound deal. I'll probably get, wow, Gary Russell Jr. or Leo Santa Cruz before Warrington. Wow. This is what Kid Galahad is saying here. I just have it on Twitter. It's saying that Galahad is looking to sign with Al Heyman, 4-fight, multi-million-dollar deal. Jesus. Deal to win the IBF title, but he'll probably get Gary Russell Jr. or Leo Santa Cruz. Jesus. So that's an interesting one. So what? So like, what? Like that? He's just was he working with Eddie Hearn on a fight-by-fight basis? So is he just like gonna sign a deal with Al Heyman, make that money, and then whatever? Leo Santa Cruz, Gary Russell Jr. I wonder if that's just because, like, just think of it like this, lads, right? How many British fighters have we seen sign with Al Heyman who've done nothing? Just think of it like this, right? How many of them have we? We've seen Eubank sign with Al Heyman, done nothing. Lee Selby signed with Al Heyman, done nothing. Frampton signed with Al Heyman, done a little bit, but ended up going back to Frank Warren. Who else have we seen from the UK side with Al Heyman, who's done nothing? James DeGale. James DeGale got a unification with Badu Jack, but Eddie Hearn was still kind of working with James DeGale at the time. Because remember, he was with James DeGale at that fight. Seeing James DeGale, we don't see many guys from the UK who go over to Al Heyman and do quite well. And Galahad does talk waffle as well. I'd imagine that quote there just looked like it was just maybe there's some truth to it, but a bit fabricated. It's just like, yeah, you know, I got offered this fight. You know, the money is this. It's this. I'm going to fight this guy, this guy, this guy. It's kind of, it almost looked like that kind of almost. Galahad versus Russell after Galahad starts his Jezza. Yeah, poor Jezza Dickens. He's improving, Jezza Dickens, to be fair. But am I watching McGregor versus Portier this weekend? Do you know what, right? I am proper casual when it comes to UFC. Seriously, bro. I am proper casual when it comes to UFC. But there's no boxing on. It's on a normal time, isn't it? It's on at like 9 o'clock. They're having it in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, aren't they? So why not? I might not review it. You know, I might not review it, but I might not do a video on it. But I'll probably I'll probably watch it. I don't know how good Portier is though. Like I've not really this is what I mean. Like I don't watch an awful lot of um I don't watch an awful lot of these guys, like UFC guys. Like I remember when Ronda Rousey was in her heyday, I'd watch a bit of her. I watched a bit of Ronda Rousey, but that's really it, man. And I watched the one or two of McGregor's fights. I watched his first Nate Diaz fight. I stayed up for that because everyone was telling me, "Oh, it's going to be an easy win for McGregor," and then I was like, "Well, that didn't look too easy, now did it?" But other than that, I'd never really watch UFC, to be honest with you, unless I don't watch a lot of it, to be fair, man. It's not. I just I like guys in UFC. I don't mind it, but I just prefer boxing. Boxing's my go-to sport. You know, I just love the science of boxing. MMA, I just don't find it as entertaining, to be honest with you. Big up to Graham Taylor, man. Big up to you, man. There's other people in here who I missed, and apologies if I missed your comment. Where was it? Rampage Ryan. Have I seen the Chocolatito card? Yeah, they got Jessica McCalkin versus Celia Breakhurst. There's a rematch on it. Hireto Koshishika. Oh man, I'm doing it again here. These names, they kill me, people. Yeah, he's on it. It's looking all right so far. I mean, to be fair, that Jessica McCalkin fight wasn't too bad actually. When I watched her against Breakhurst last year, I watched that fight. Didn't do a review of it, but it's actually all right. Big up to Limo. Evening G man. How's things? Hashtag G man's rocks. Like I said, man, absolutely brilliant, man. Things are actually going swimmingly. Like, man, they're absolutely swimmingly. Really. We'll stay that way, bro. Big up to big boys. What's up, team? So does anyone think Brian Char fight is actually got no, that's dead in the water. Bro, that's dead in the water, that fight, man. I think that whole event's been taken down off BoxRec. In fact, I'm pretty sure that it has. Yeah, because Lovejoy isn't set to fight Stavern. And you know what, right? There is entertainment at all levels in boxing. There really is entertainment to be had at all levels in boxing, right? And as rubbish as that fight would have been about him and Stavern, I would have watched it. I would have liked to have seen it. Something, I don't know what it is about this Lovejoy guy. There's something just eerily, I don't know what it is. It's just, maybe it's because he's a chancer and he kind of comes across as a chancer, but there's just something, you want to follow this guy's career for some reason. I don't know what it is. Just even when I look at his box track, I'm just like, this has to be fake, but I'm just curious. Maybe you're just drawn to curiosity. Hey, G man, what's up, man? Any mileage, Joe, to beat Usyk outside bet? I wonder if they put odds on that fight, what the odds will be, because I think I remember doing way back, I think before the first lockdown, probably back last January or something. I think I remember doing like a live stream where I was looking at the odds, because I think the fight had just been announced for April, and I was looking at the odds on Joe Joyce to win, and he was a good bit off, like, to win. Like, he wasn't. You would have made some serious money. I've seen a few people make some serious money off Joe. Well, not serious, but you know what I mean. They made bets, and the bets worked out very well from Joe Joyce winning, because he was quite a big outside. I think there was less money to be had on Joe Joyce winning on points, if memory serves me right, than there was for him winning by late stoppage. So if you put money on him to win late stoppage, you were doing well for yourself. Man, is Tank gonna fight Tank or what? Is Tank gonna fight Tank or what? Tank Davis versus Ryan Garcia. I'd love to see Tank versus Garcia. I think you mean Russell? I was wondering. Oh, you make Gary Russell. I'd make Tank firm favorite against Russell. I mean, Russell, he's fought once a year for the last 6 years. Gary Russell, seriously. But yeah, I was wondering when you said Tank fight Tank, I was like, huh? I thought you were talking like inner demons or something like that. Is he fighting them demons or something like that, or what? Big up to Ra, hashtag G-Man's Rocks, big up. Yeah, big up to Mark Unrivaled. Every time, Nick, every time. Big up to Mark. I hope you're keeping well as well, bro. I hope you're keeping well. 30 in the chat, smash the like button on the way. And 34 in the chat now, Nick. But big up to you, man. Kid Galahad is under the radar, but he'll never be a big box office. Oh, see, here's the thing, right? Kid Galahad is an excellent fighter. Excellent fighter. He is just not value for money. His personality is a little bit, he's all right. I think his name's Barry, isn't it? That's his, or well, I think that's not his given name, but they call him Barry as well. He's not a bad guy. It's just his style. It just isn't fan friendly. Although to be fair, he looked all right in his last fight, which was when he stopped that guy in I think 8 rounds on the Kell Brook undercard. He looked all right. Big up to CRB1. Thank you for the 2.99 super chat. Appreciate that, bro. Sup, homie. I still don't think AJ Fury is next. We'll have to wait and see, man. I mean, the way I've gone and looking at things, I think we'll see it this year, but I wouldn't be surprised if something gets in the way, because I know boxing so well. Well, I say I know boxing. I know boxing well enough to know that fights until a fight is there, and pretty much until we see the guys weigh in, you never really know with some of these fights what's going to happen. You really don't. You never know what is going to happen with some of these fights. Ennis or Ortiz. Jordan Ennis or Virgil Ortiz. Jordan Ennis. Who were they? Oh, what was the guy's name? Fuck, what was his name? Oh man, no one comment in the chat. I know it. What's the guy's name? Fuck, the Russian guy. Lipinets. That's it. I think they're talking about him next. That's not a bad fight for Jordan Ennis. They're looking to move him quick. I rate Jordan Ennis very highly, but I think there's something special about Virgil Ortiz. I've been following him for a couple of years now, following his career. Every time I watch him, I'm more impressed. But Lipinets versus Ennis, that'd be a decent fight, man. That'd be a decent fight. What's next for Warrington? How would he get on against Russell, Navarrete, Santa Cruz? Don't know what Santa Cruz is going to do next. Really have to wait and see. Navarrete, that'd be a fun fight, man. But Navarrete can bang. But man, both those guys would be throwing punches, man. That'd be a fun fight. Navarrete versus Warrington. As for Russell, I think Russell's best days are. How old is Gary Russell now? Seriously, I went look him up on BoxRec. How old is he now? Gary Russell. Remember when he was calling Crawford out, saying sign the contract and all this? That guy. I like watching Gary Russell fight, but he does come across as a bit of a you know what. Mr. Gary Russell. There we go. How old is this guy now? Seems like he's been around for years. 31. He's only 32. Jesus. Seems like he's been around for years. I thought he was older than that. And his last fight was, last year, but that's nothing new. I mean, look at this. One fight in 2020, one in 2019, one in 2018, one in 2017, one in 2016, one in 2015, and 3 in 2014. So he's had one fight a year every year since 2014. Damn. Darts and boxing are real sports. Yeah, nothing is going to top boxing for me, man. The boxing is the ultimate sport. That's the ultimate. Boxing is my number one sport. That's my go-to sport. AA Blunts, big up to you, man. What do you think of Wadley versus Molina on the undercard? Yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, it is. It is what it is, man. I'm not keen. I've seen Molina for years now. I thought he was still banned in the UK. I actually thought he was banned in the UK still, but I think Eddie Hearn said he's looking to take that on the road. So God knows where he's going, because he wants to have fans. So God knows where he's going to have that. But yeah, I'm not. Look, Molina's never had much heart, and right now he's at the end of his career. He's not fought since he got knocked out by Hrgovic. I'd say Wadley is going to do a job on him. Every time I see Fabio Wadley, I'm more impressed. I remember when he fought Simon Vallily. And I know Vallily is okay. I know Vallily, he's not world level. He's probably barely British level. But I knew he was game. And I thought that fight would be a bit more competitive than it was. I was very impressed with him then. Now, I always thought he looked good, but that impressed me, because I was like, because Vallily's not bad. He's only lost. Who was he lost to? think he's only lost. He lost that Craig Glover guy. I mean, that was bad. But he'd only lost to Breedis at that time as well. So Fillilly wasn't a bad fighter. Lovejoy is off the card, but reportedly still on. Oh, really? I'll have a look actually, because who else? Shumanov was meant to be on that, wasn't it? I think Shumanov was meant to be on that card. Hang on a sec, and I see if that card's still on. Because they're meant to get Shumanov out, and I can't see, like, Char's not going to fight, I don't think, on that. Yeah, let's go on Boxer. I can see Shumanov. Holy shit. No, it is still on. Oh, yeah, so it is still. Oh, wow. So that card, I thought that whole card got pulled. So they have Berman Stavern versus TBA. Right, well, how are you going to top Christopher Lovejoy, lad? Seriously. How do you top Christopher one-shot Lovejoy? TBA, huh? How are you going to get better than that? Big up to Dell. Shout out to Blue Collar Sports TV. Like I said earlier on in the chat, right? When I was in Ty Boot stream the other night, I was like, here's a super chat. Now shout out to G-Man Boxing. Say it. Shout out to G. Yo, thanks, G-Man. And all right, I'll give you. All right, I'll let that go. All right, here's a £5 super chat and a question. Yeah, shout out to G-Man Boxing. Yo, thanks for the super chat, G-Man. Right. Fine then. Here's 10 quid. Shout out to G-Man Boxing. Yeah, thanks, G-Man. Fuck right off. So I was like, come on, say I wanted to do that as an intro. I wanted to rob it. Galahad is in a good position with a belt, providing he wins against Jezza. What do you think about Galahad saying he's got offered a deal with Al Heyman? I think he said a multi-fight deal. I'm dying to see how that goes. Like I said earlier, I don't think I've seen any, unless I'm not thinking off the top of my head, but I don't think I've seen any British fighter go to Al Heyman who's really, had a massive, impact, thinking Eubank, Sauerland's now. Lee Selby. Well, Lee Selby's not a name, like, even when he's with Eddie Hearn. So that was a head scratcher for me. Who else? There's a few. Frampton. There was a few signed with Al Heyman from the UK, and they didn't do much. If Wilder has to lay down in front of Fury's car to stop AJ Fury, he should, as he'd be too old to beat the winner when the time comes around 2.5 years. We will need to see what happens. I appreciate the super chat, by the way. Thank you for that. We'll need to see what happens, bro. We need to see what happens with this. Until this fight, until we see both these guys pretty much in the ring, I'll wait and see. And I reckon they might try and do this. They'll probably, if they have Fury Joshua this year, they'll probably have it in, say, like Saudi Arabia or somewhere like that. And big up to Nick, actually, because Nick was the guy who put me onto this idea. They'll probably try and hold out the rematch until they can get full attendances back in. And I reckon we should see something like that. I appreciate the super chat. Thank you, anyway, my man. Toby, like Sean Williamson, known as Barry from EastEnders. Barry from EastEnders. Who the hell is Barry? I don't watch EastEnders, as I'm sure you can tell. Who the hell is that? Well, I hope both Char and Brian get stripped of those stupid WBA. Yeah, they're so pointless at this stage, right? Just think of it like this, right? You win a world title, you don't defend it in 3 years, and you're still classed as a world champion. It's just ridiculous. That WBA regular title, like, that's like the minor version of the franchise title, because you're not having to fight any mandatories. It's just so ridiculous. Like, you can't. At the WBA, like, and the WBC, they think this is normal. It's madness. Looking forward to seeing Wadley retire him. Yeah, I can't see anything other than a quick job for Fabio Wadley. I really can't. Gary Russell is the only one I think beats Tank. No, I'd still make Tank favorite. Have you seen footage of Lovejoy fighting? I have, actually. I seen that clip he put up on his Instagram page, and boy, he looked crude. I mean, yeah, he looked very crude in that Instagram pic, and he was showing kind of snippets of the fight. And if that fight was edited to make him look good, damn, I'd hate to see what this guy looks like on a bad day, because yeah, he didn't look amazing, to be honest with you, man. I'll have to say, I seen it, but he didn't look amazing. So I can imagine that and that was probably him while he was quote unquote training. You know, he would have been doing some form of training. Can you imagine how he would have looked against Dave Allen? No training, no trainer, way, and he wasn't in great shape in that clip he uploaded. So, Jesus, you can imagine what this guy's going to look like. On odd stacker, Usyk is 4-11. Joyce 28 to 5 to win. There's an outside bet to be had on Joe Joyce. Like, look, seeing the fact that we've seen this in the World Series of Boxing, because I kept calling it World Boxing Super Series in that video, so apologies. I would make Usyk favorite. I know Joyce has improved since then, but so has Usyk. But over a long haul, over 10 rounds or 12 rounds, be interesting. Be interesting. Yeah, there is hardly any footage. There's a reason for that, bro. There's a reason for that. Kid is a good pugilist. He's just not good spectate. He's not good spectacle, pretty much. Yeah, that's what it is. And you see, I think with Galahad, you see, you can get fighters who maybe not most entertaining in the ring, but if they have the personality, they can get around that. But Galahad is just, he doesn't come across as that like kind of aforementioned kind of likable person, to be honest with you. I don't know. He could be cool. Do we get an Eddie Hearn and Fisheyes IFL interview this year at AJ Fury press conference? I'd imagine we would, man. I'd imagine we would. Honestly, I would. I'd imagine we would. I mean, like 2021, for some reason, right? And I think I told a few of you lads this. I went into this year, right, with just such a, I'm just going on camera now, fuck it. I went into this year with such a strange kind of feeling that like this year is going to be, just in general, really, really good, but full of surprises. Like, I wasn't saying that as in like, you know, oh, that's what I genuinely felt that. Like, go back and look at that New Year's Eve stream I did. And I was like, this year is going to be full of surprises. We're going to see some weird stuff in boxing and outside. Because I have things right now outside of YouTube, they're going really well. But it's kind of like, right, we need to watch this space and see how it goes. Because I reckon there's going to be some twists coming into your boy's life that I didn't even see coming. Not major, not bad. All G. But yeah, it's going to be a weird one. It's going to be a fun one. I don't know why. I just find it really funny. Someone called Galahad Barry from Sheffield. Yeah. I don't know what it is. I remember there was a lad I went to school with, and his name was like that. His name genuinely was Barry. I used to just find it so funny. I used to be like, fuck. I used to just laugh. I don't know why. At elite level, Warrington's lack of power will cost him. Yeah, that's a good point, Ben. That actually is a good point. Power's not the end of the world, but if you've got a fighter swarming all over you, like that's why I think him against Navarrete every day, because Navarrete will throw punches, right? He can box at range as well, but he can throw a lot of punches. What's Warrington going to keep Navarrete off with? And Navarrete will cave Warrington's ribs in, because that guy is, I rate Navarrete very high. Wow, Gibraltar? Jesus. So Warrington. So White versus Povetkin might be in Gibraltar. Right. Jesus. Gibraltar of all places. If we get fans in, so be it. I mean, like, I'm not gonna go to it, but I'll definitely watch it. All the more if we've got fans. Gibraltar, though, is such a strange place. I remember one of the lads, when was it? About 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. He went on a lad's holiday and he kept on saying, I'm going to Gibraltar, I'm going to Gibraltar, going to Gibraltar. And then we came back, obviously, from Gibraltar. And he was like, you remember I said I was going to Gibraltar? Yeah. He's like, yeah, my geography's shit. Turns out Lisbon's actually in Portugal. I was like, what? The fuck? He's straight faced. He's like, yeah, turns out Lisbon's actually in Portugal. It's like, the fuck, man? It's not even funny, but I find it hilarious for some reason. Oh, yeah. Opinion on Hrgovic. Well, potentially looking at Hrgovic versus Bacoli next. I'll take Hrgovic in that. Oh, I will go back to your comment in 1 sec, but Dorian Dart versus Eric Molina, battle of the no hearts. Definitely Eric Molina. Now, Eric Molina versus Malik Scott. Now, that's a fight where you want to ask the questions of the battle of the no hearts. I just found that one funny. Sorry, man. My opinion on Hrgovic. I rate Hrgovic. I think he's a good fighter. when you hear Alan Babbage call him out, I'm just thinking like, whoa, calm it down. Calm it down, son. Don't be calling out. Don't be writing checks that you can't cash, bro. Because I'd make Filip Hrgovic really favourite, really strongly favourite. I rate him very highly. Him against Bacoli, I'll be taking Hrgovic definitely against Bacoli. Bacoli's trainer, Billy Nelson. I don't know him personally, but I always go back to that Michael Hunter fight. And when you see Bacoli pop the shoulder and was fighting injured, and you're just like, why didn't you pull him out? And the people saying Bacoli wanted to pull out. Yeah, I know, but he did like dislocated shoulder. Like I think it was dislocated or was something wrong with it. And Billy Nelson was just like, keep going. Yeah, keep going. You'd like to see Wadley versus Michael Coffey, Polite Coffey. Would be a great matchup. He has a good fight against the Manny Rock. Yeah, the Manny Rock. Didn't he? I think at one stage he was meant to fight with it under Eddie Hearn's banner. So the Manny Rock, he kind of went off the radar about 2 years ago. The Manny Rock, fuck right off the IFL. Yeah, seriously. I was like, I just want to steal you saying shout out the G-Man boxing so I can slap it in the intro and just be like, haha, I got one too. And literally, I was like, right, super chat, there you go, £5, right? You'll be happy as Larry. Shout out the G-Man boxing. Yeah, thank you for the super chat. And then he's shouting another, and he's like, shout out to this guy. I'm like, all right. So that's another question. Yeah, just shout out to G-Man boxing now. Yeah, Grant. Get ready to put my screen recording on. G-Man, thank you. Right, well, okay. Here's £10. Here's £10 in the question. Yeah, shout out the G-Man boxing. Yeah. Yo, thanks for the tip. Fuck. Right. Thanks for that. Be cheaper to just pay someone to make an intro video. Seriously. Fury is a bum. Certainly not. Far from it. AJ will uppercut that bum into orbital total mismatch. See, this is one thing I don't understand, right? So when people say it's a total mismatch, and then they're coming out saying AJ's the best heavyweight in the world because he beats Fury and he beats him in a fight. Say he beats him in the mid round or something like that, and you have people saying, "Oh, AJ's the best heavyweight in the world. Look what he did on Fury." It's like you just calling him a bum. And if it's a tough fight, well, why is he having a tough fight? So, no, AJ Fury is a competitive fight. Right now, I make Fury slight favorite, because I think the longer he's out of the ring, the more it favors AJ. But that's a competitive fight. Fury ain't a bum. Definitely not. Big up the TT101. Big up the G-Man and the crew. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. Like the mug says, my man. Like the mug says. Tony Bellew was a decent analyst, but always favoured Hearn fighters. I felt that he would talk nonsense when he said Fury can't fight out of when he said you can't see Fury getting out of the first 6. Yeah, like that's one reason why I don't particularly like Harley Quinn. Harley Quinn, as an analyst, he can't differentiate from when he can't differentiate between being, like trying to hype up the matchroom fighters to being impartial. I think there is a fine line. You can, if you want to get your point across, you can do that. And if you want to big up these matchroom guys, you can do it. But there's a way around it. Whereas with him, it's just like, blowing smoke up their arse. Like I go back and I harper onto the fact of, right, he'll take a fighter who's done something, and then he'll act as though that fighter's the only guy who's ever done it. Like, I always bring this up because it's easy. When Chisora knocked out Takam had been knocked out. He'd been stopped before. But Povetkin was the only guy before that to ever really ice Takam, right? And that happened, I think, a few years ago. And that was in a competitive fight. In fact, it was more competitive because really Takam was going to work on Chisora if you go back and watch that fight. And long story short, you had Tony Bellew after that saying, no one's ever done that to Carlos Takam in any of his laws. It's like, yeah, they have. Of course they have. So, it's always annoying when you see that. I just like, if you like this sort of fighter, like, fine. But when you're really like blowing smoke up and you're making silly claims, it's just like, come on now. It's like Johnny Nelson when he said James Tennyson would knock out Gervonta Davis. It's like, come on. And then he wonders why there are parody accounts on Twitter of him. Because it's like, really, Gervonta Davis would knock James Tennyson into orbit. 42 in the chat, Nick. Smash the like button. Yeah, Mark's put a link in. I will have a look at that, bro. I'll have a look at that, definitely. Gibraltar is, so I love seeing fans, man. I love the atmosphere. That's what I miss. That's what I love. I love the atmosphere of seeing it. It just adds to it. It's like when you see a big punch going, like, just imagine, right? Wyatt had fought Povetkin in the O2 when that knockout had happened. The roof would have blown off the place. Literally. Thank you, man. Thank you, CRB. Respect you for not overly disagreeing, for not emotionally over disagreements. Nah, if we disagree, we disagree, man. As long as it's like, you see, like, when you have all these, like, people who are like, you and me disagree, fuck you, this, that, the other, it's like, what? I don't get it. If you have an opinion on it, if you think something's not going to be, fine. If you think for this reason this isn't going to happen, fine. That's 100%. That's your opinion. You're entitled to it. I understand that this is mine. It could be different. Whoever it is, it is. If you have an opinion and turn it to be right, you're right. If you're wrong, so be it. But I just leave it at that. Well, thank you for that, man. Appreciate that. Marco versus Charlton. Could Charlton cause an upset? Could Charlton cause an upset? Yeah, Ryland Charlton, he looks better than he looked good against Joe Lawrence, right? But Joe Lawrence really is a character more so than he was anything else. Big ticket seller in Newcastle, wore a mask to the ring, and I'm not talking about a fake, like, physically, it was like a wrestling mask or something like that he had on. He came across as a bit of a character. So, he looked good though in that fight, Ryland Charlton. He did. Marco, I already see people kind of reading into the loss, or not the loss, the draw, and it's like, yeah, look, it's a draw, and it's on the record. It doesn't look good, especially against the level of opposition. But like, if we go back and watch it, I mean, how in God's name they scored that fight a draw is beyond me. How, like, it just, how they scored that fight a draw, I just can't make a case for it. And the fact that if you look at it in terms of rounds, that guy, what was his name, Jamie Stewart, he won more rounds because the knockdown made it a draw. I mean, imagine Florian Marco would have lost if it wasn't for that knockdown. It's crazy. Fury lost against what? No, he didn't. Got a gift. No, this guy's trolling. No, he has to be. He has to be. This guy's trolling. Seriously, lads. I wouldn't take what that says seriously. He got a gift decision against. Yeah, that guy's trolling. Though. Yeah. Your points are wrong, but you're entitled to it. I think he's trolling, bro. I think he's just trolling, man. So, leave that be. Does Canelo doing the deal with Eddie Hearn make you feel? I reckon so, man. I'd say that kind of, if you had any doubts, because I think Triple G, right, he does work with Eddie Hearn, right? He does work with Eddie Hearn, but he has his own kind of little thing going. So he has his own kind of deal with the zone, but just works with Eddie Hearn on the side. I suspect that the two fights will be the Billy Joe fight, and then if we see Triple G, it'll kind of probably be like a mutual kind of agreement where Canelo's team and Triple G's team kind of meet in the middle, and it's like, right, well, this is what we're going to do. That's what I reckon it is. So I reckon this 2-fight deal is only going to be a 2-fight deal. And but look, Billy Joe versus Canelo, I like the fight personally. I think it'd be good. I think it'd be an interesting fight. Definitely going to pick Canelo to win, but I think it's interesting just from a style point of view. So I'll go with that. I'm thinking it's likely we will. You'd pick, well, big boys. You'd pick Joyce to beat Usyk over 12, judging by how poor Usyk Chisora was. It's a different style, though, man. It's a different style altogether. I see where you're coming from with that, though. Joyce's jab could cause Usyk a good bit of trouble, I think, as well. But if you gave me £5 and said stick it down, Well, if I was trucking £5 down, I probably would stick on a cheeky bet on the outside for Joyce to win it. But if you said who I actually would think would win, Usyk. It'll definitely help it. Oh yeah, of course it will. I got my yeah. Thanks, man. Mm, mm. That's why I said, like, I gave him like 25 quid, like, altogether. So I was like, here, if I really want an intro, fuck it. I'd be cheaper just paying someone to do it. I wouldn't be like, fuck me. I'm giving this guy. He's like, you just say shout out to G-Man. Fucking, I was tempted to just be like in the fucking question, be like, say shout out to G-Man box and fuck you. Stop fucking saying thank you. Although, yeah, appreciate thank you, but seriously, like, I'd be cheaper just to get someone to make me an intro. So it cost me less. Seriously, stop. Shout out to Blue Collar Sports TV. It's that best intro on YouTube. You think Jamel Charlo will move to middleweight soon, or you stick at super middleweight? Is there anyone there that can beat him? No, I don't think there is. I think at middleweight, oh, he's not going to fight his brother, obviously, but middleweight, So I think a lot of the top guys at 154 stylistically would play into Charlo's strengths. And look at middleweight. Who do we have? See, I think that if there's anyone who could beat him at 154, it would be Harrison. It's just Harrison just let his guard down completely. I think Harrison got a bit over anxious and overconfident with himself in the rematch. Harrison was the better boxer, no doubt. That's why I always feel like Jamel is good, but Jamal is better. Although many people think Jamel is, I think that Jamel has just improved more, whereas Jamal was always good. If you know what I mean. Like, if you look at Jamal, I always used to watch Jamal Charlo be like that uppercut. That there's a good fighter there. Whereas Jamel, years ago, like when I used to watch him against Martirosyan, I was like, he's all right. He struggles a bit with movement and boxers. He's okay, against John Jackson. But since then, he's improved a lot. And I think he's improved so much that people are like, oh, he's the better of the two Charlos. And it's like, I think Jamal is better. Not much in it, but I think Jamal is better. But I think Jamel's more improved. That's what I always say. I say Jamel's more improved. Dean White in a dress with a bottle of what is that? Ruplo and 2 million, or a greased up Michelle Joy Phelps. Oh, man. Neither. And even if I wouldn't go near Michelle Joy Phelps if it was on a silver platter, seriously. And you could say, yo, G, you can't. I wouldn't. I'm telling you now, I wouldn't. I don't like that. I don't like it. It's like, right, you see some girls who are just naturally pretty, right? But I'm not saying this is Michelle, but I expect it probably is. But I've known girls who are really, really, really pretty just naturally, and they're so flipping insecure. Oh, Jesus Christ. It's just like they do so much stuff to themselves. Like, I remember once, right? And I mean, I'm talking like fucking 6 years ago now. Very, like, there's a girl I saw from Drogheda, met her on a night out, right? And went to see her like a few times. This was like summer 2014, maybe just before summer. I think it was like maybe May or something like that, 2014. I went to see her anyway a few times. That was grand. We still kept each other's numbers, right? It's about 3 years later, right? Met up and she got her lips done. And I mean, like, I'm talking like bee sting lips. That's what they look like. And she's like, yo, you like my lips? Can you tell? I was like, I ate Stevie Wonder. Of course I could fucking tell. Jesus. They were like, I'm talking like pure bee sting lips. I was like, of course. I'm not fucking Stevie Wonder. Of course, even he could see that them lips are huge. They weren't the same lips you had 3 years ago. Damn. Oh, man. Let's just tell you about it. No. I'm just gonna get someone to make an intro. It might be better. Salute from Orange County, California. Ramiro Flores, big up to you, man. Appreciate that, man. Big up. Orange County, Florida, or California. Genuine question. Why did people praise Fury when he got popped? I know, he did. He's admitted to taking it. I think in fact he is a good boxer. Like, he has got skills. I think people, I don't know what it is. I don't know. Like, I do praise, like, he is a good fighter. And I give him praise when it's due, and I think he's a great fighter. But is he above criticism? Hell no. Hell no, he ain't. Hell no, he ain't. Yeah, I seen that. Troll Network, I seen. I'll give him a 79p super chat. Just for that, right? Next time he goes live, I'll be like, fuck you. Here's 79p. It's all you're getting. And if you give me a shout out, then that's even doubly fucked you. I'm not giving you any more. I got what I wanted. Thanks for that. That was gas. That was funny. G-Man, thoughts on that video on the channel? Believe Bruce about Fury's body language when asked about AJ. Thoughts on that video on the channel? Believing Bruce about Fury's body language. I don't think I've seen that. I don't think I've seen that yet. Feel free to let me know what it's about, but I don't think I've seen that, man. Believing Bruce was good. I'll have to watch it after this, man. I'll have to watch it after this. Yeah, like, come on now. That'd be trolling. That'd be, yeah, it is. That's trolling. Yeah, no, Wallen didn't beat Fury. That's just trolling. That's just trolling, bro. Yeah, Troll Network coming at it, joining the party now. Fury is a cherry picker. What's your opinion? No, not necessarily a cherry picker. You know, I definitely the two comeback fights. Hell yeah, man, he couldn't have took any two worse. The Tom Schwartz fight, yeah, no, he has cherry picked a few. To be fair, no, he has. I won't deny that. He has picked a few cherry picks, all right. But when it's time to step up, he did step up to fight Klitschko. He did fight Wilder, so I do give him that. But he has made a few. He has had a few cherries. I'll give him that. Fury is what the fuck? Who is this guy? Even Bellew said Fury should have lost against Floyd. No, he didn't. I criticized Harley Quinn, but he never said that. He said it was a dull fight. That's what the title of this video is, but he didn't say that. Tyson is elite, true gypsy like his family. I remember Tyson Fury. I think I've told this story before, but if you've not heard me tell it, I remember someone asked me once, I think it was a couple of weeks ago or something like that. They asked me about the possibility, right, of Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder. They said someone told them it might happen in Dublin, right? Not Deontay Wilder, fucking Anthony Joshua, right? Said it might happen in Dublin, right? And I was like, no. I was like, who told you that it would happen in Dublin? They said it might happen in Croke Park if they let fans in. And I said, that is never going to happen in the country of Ireland. Not because of any restrictions. If you took the restrictions away tomorrow, that fight would still never happen in the country of Ireland. Because he was meant to come here in 2019 to the Helix in Whitehall in Dublin. I got tickets for it. It was a meet and greet. It was an evening with Tyson Fury. And another group of travelers wrote on the Helix. Basically, they threatened, like, if you come here, you know, it ain't going to be pretty. And they ended up cancelling that event. Now, at the time, I was disappointed, but in hindsight, thank fuck I wasn't there, because God knows what would have happened. So I can see something like that happening. So that's why I couldn't see that fight ever happening in the country of Ireland. Never mind the restrictions. That's just it. Never couldn't see it. I'd be amazed. And yeah, wobble. Where was that? Big up to Nick. I agree, buddy, but I have to go by the official result, not what I think should have happened. Exactly. Whether we think the fight should have been stopped or not, it's what it is. AJ versus Fury next. AJ versus Fury next. Yes, definitely. I was just checking a text at the same time. That's why I was like, thinking. Because I was trying to read a text and look. I'm sorry, bro. I was just ended like you're looking comment at the time. But yes, I think we will see that next. I think we will see that next. So we got a lot of corruption in but we need to call out corruption in the sport, of which there is a lot of, my man. Of which there is a lot of, unfortunately. Ruiz nullified AJ's power. Tyson will do the same. AJ getting schooled. If this fight got announced tomorrow, I'd pick Tyson Fury to win. In my opinion, I think Tyson Fury wins. But it's an interesting fight. Like, I don't make Tyson Fury like they're like when AJ was to fight Ruiz in the rematch. Although I could see Ruiz winning, I was really confident about picking AJ to win that rematch because I just knew there's ways to beat Andy Ruiz, and you wonder about his discipline. Whereas with this, it's like AJ, is he mentally there? But then you're like, Fury out of the ring. It's just a lot of variables. So I'm looking forward to this, man. Phelps is fake. Yeah. She's in this to get a bigger job, like in the news or something. Yeah, well, Phelps is not a particularly. I was going to read there, like, but Phelps is not an amazing interviewer. It has to be said. There are a lot of interviewers who are not amazing. It has to be said. It has to be said. There's not a lot of interviewers who are amazing, to be fair. Like, we're in that position. Michelle Joy Phelps is just kind of, look, guys like Rob Terbert are good interviewers. You know, Umar is not a bad interview. IFL Umar, but either that, a complete moron. Come on, G-Man, you're lying if you say you wouldn't smash this. I wouldn't, man. Honest to God, like, I wouldn't. I genuinely wouldn't. She's not my type of girl. Like, seriously, she's not my type of girl. Not my type of girl at all. I know the type of girls I like. And the older I've got, the more selective I've been about it. You know, 19-year-old, 20-year-old me, literally anything with a pulse. But now, I'm a lot more selective about like the girls I like and see, and definitely respect your hustle. What those lips do? Nothing. I was like, good luck. They're not going anywhere near me. What those lips do? What did she do to her lips after the job? God knows, but they were like, you know the way some girls, they just get them and they're like out like that, and I don't understand it. A lot of these girls look fine without it, and it's just like, that's insecurity. Insecurity, anyway. AJ nullified, or Ruiz nullified AJ's power. He did a good job taking it away. Do you think the farmer was legit? That was about the Fury meat thing that came out last year after he beat Wilder. It's hard to know. It could have been just some clout chasing, maybe. It's hard to know. Like, I don't have the facts on that, and as I said, mate, I don't speak on things I don't really know much about. It's like the Kovalev thing. You know, I said that in a couple of the Kovalev video. If I don't really know the ins and outs of something, I tend to just leave. Because if you start making shit up, that's when you start having trouble. So I just tend to leave it. Yeah, Nick, there you go. He would if she promised not to laugh. Honest to God, lad, I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't. Like I said, I know the type of girl I like, and she definitely ain't my type of girl. No way. I know the type of girl I like, and we'll leave it at that. We'll leave it at that. I know the type of girl I want. We'll leave it at that. He says Fury was uncomfortable when asked because he could imagine the AJ fight and it makes him nervous. He used an example from really. When people in Team Fury keep saying this fight is going to be easy, I wonder, is that them trying to make themselves believe that it will? Because some people will say they genuinely believe it, but I don't know, because they need to like. I can't see this fight being easy. Would I pick Fury to win? Yes, but do I think it's going to be an easy win? No, definitely not. I think if Fury's going to win this, he's going to have to go through some shit. He might even get dropped. Recent subscriber, love big up to you, man. Recent subscriber, thank you, bro. First time catching me live. It's been a pleasure, man. Appreciate that. Big up to you, man. Every single time. Yeah, you gotta love. I love doing these live streams once a week. Once a week as always. Once a week as always. Ooh, gotta have a check of that. Got a text. It's not from anyone, by the way. For anyone asking, think I was saying, I got a text. It's nothing major. It's about an intro. I'm messaging a guy about an intro, doing the intro for the channel. So when you look at, you're like, oh gee, no, nothing major. Nothing major, lads. Yet. Watch the space, lads. Watch the space. If you really want to develop for a proper champion, AJ beat Charles Martin. Like AJ, it's just he's done nothing, and especially no. If Fury hadn't have, AJ owes a lot to Fury. You know, he does for vacating those titles. He got the fight. I walked this out like a god. You know, I walked this out like a god. Prince Charles. Oh yes, I walked this out like a god. Prince Charles, come here, Camilla. Oh yes. He folded his arms and scratched his nose, which are physical signs of nerves. I'll have to give that a watch. It's weird that Warren has some better prospects than Hearn when Hearn's the better promoter. Yeah, he does actually. He does have some better prospects. See, Hearn goes for these Team GB guys, gets them like proper like out of Team GB, and a lot of them just like look at Fowler, like 4 years a pro, he's done zip. You know, a lot of these guys, how long do you keep them prospect for? You know, if you go for the head, she won't laugh. Oh, Michelle Joy Phelps, I swear to God. Lee, the ball guy. Read this. I love this. Yes, mate. Started watching you because Ade recommended you, and you are great. You are a great channel. I'm great too. You know, toot my own horn. But thank you, bro. Ade is tops. Nah, he's gentleman. He's a good mate. All the times he's had me on Talk Sports as well, man. I love doing that. Like, that's probably one of my favorite things. Whenever I get a text to go on Talk Sport, I'm just like, yes. Yes. I love, even if it's only 10 minutes, it's just to get my foot in the door. You know? Hey, G, man, you enjoy time. He cons someone. Yeah, you wouldn't just share the G-Man boxing. But no, he fucking doesn't. Thanks, G-Man. I'm like, yeah, appreciate it, but come on, I need an intro. I need an intro, mate. Will Ioka versus no. I did too much of a difference there. I will. Ioka's brilliant. He really is. But I would. Well, anyway, definitely. He's just the bigger puncher. But Ioka's brilliant. I love watching Kazuto Ioka. Why is Barry Hearn so condescending towards Frank Warren? I'd love to know. It could be the fact that they competed against each other in the 90s, like British boxing, and I think Frank Warren came out on top. You know, that might be why. Maybe he's just condescending because he feels like, you know, I need to one up Frank Warren now, or something worse to that effect. Love my comment on the screen. Did I not read your comment, bro? Last Samurai. Where was your last comment? Oh, yeah, no, I did. I thought I didn't read that for a sec. Slow as anything. Oh, yeah. J-Dev. G-Man, have you had any more haircut parties with the boys? As you can tell, I have. I just like wearing the hat. I just like wearing it. Because it's warm. Keeps my head warm. As you can tell, I have. Tuesday evening. It was good. Nice seeing the boys. But yeah, that's about as much as you're going to get with the boys. That's 2021 in a nutshell. You're having haircut parties. Whereas before we used to go to the pub and watch a match. Yeah, how times have changed. How times change. I can't let my hair go the way it used to be. You see, it used to be in a shit state. Like during the first lockdown, right? I could have got a cut so many times with the lads back then, but like certain things were going on, like with me, like in my life that was shit, and I was just like, what's the point? What's the point in cutting it? What's the point in any of this shit? I wasn't like full blown. Like it was a bit of a long winded story. I think some of you may know. But I was just like, what's the point getting the haircut? But I'm not like that. I get a cut all the time now. Big up to Toby. Salute to G-Man in the chat. Hashtag G-Man's rocks. Big up to you every time, bro. Big up to you every time, man. You probably covered this already, but what's your thoughts on Warrington vacating? Seems like a duck to me. Do you know what? Right, I was trying my darndest to do a video for that yesterday, and this happens to me sometimes when I'm doing videos. It's weird because like I can't. There's times where I'm like making a video. I know what I want to say. I know what I want to do, but I can't quite. If you know what I mean, I can't quite get it to work. If you know what I mean, like it's not coming out properly. I'm tripping up over myself a little bit, and it's just not right. And when I do that, if I've tried talking with in front of the camera so many times and I've fucked up or something's going wrong or I'm just I just like maybe I'm not meant to do it. Maybe I'm not meant to cover this like this one subject. Maybe I need to cover something else. So I tried doing a video on it yesterday, but I just felt like I'm swimming upstream trying to record this video because I'm having to stop and try again, try again, try again. And it's just like, oh, I can't. Did I see Rob and Tunde's beef? Well, I saw Rob and Spencer's beef. Has he started a beef with Tunde now? I'll check Twitter. It's just Rob Tebbert. And Rob Tebbert's a cool guy. I spoke to him on Twitter a few times, just in private messages. But damn, have we seen anything between Rob and Tunde? Tunde is a very he's a polarizing character. It's easy not to like him. I'm just reading something Josh Warrington says here. I just want to. Oh yeah, I was just reading something Josh Taylor said. Big up to Josh Taylor because he was quoting something there. But yeah, Rob Tebbert's been, Rob's a cool guy. Like I have a lot of time for Rob, but yeah, he's been getting into these Twitter beefs with people now. He's been getting in. He's been going in on some of these guys on Twitter. Do you think everyone will say AJ's rubbish when Tyson Fury beats him? Some people will. Definitely. AJ's not rubbish. Some will. I think some of the fans, right? Because this is the thing I know about AJ fans. Some of them they're glory seekers. These aren't boxing fans. They're just glory seekers. They'll be like, he's rubbish. He lost. It's like, so people lose in every aspect of life. Have you never lost? So what? You not rubbish too? Lost at something. Also, G, what's your type? What's my type? I made I said I'd never talk about these kind of things on here. I'll have to show you. Maybe I'll get some. Maybe when I get my type, I'll get them on. But I'd be telling too much, bro. Be telling too much. Courtney Ball too. Who do you have? Ugh. I'm nothing against either girl. It's not a fight that I'll be, jumping to watch personally. I will take Shannon Courtney to win the fight. Not because I think she will. I think Sky really are pushing her more so than they're pushing Rachel Ball. Despite the fact I think Rachel Ball is more marketable. And I reckon she'll probably get a decision whether she deserves it or not. I don't know. But unless she gets completely outboxed by Rachel Ball. Like I thought Rachel Ball won the first fight. I watched it. I will if it was fair, Rachel Ball wins. It's not a fight I'm going to be watching. Nothing against both girls; they both seem cool, but I won't be watching it, lads. To be honest with you, I don't find women's boxing entertaining, so I don't watch it. If I'm not entertained by something, I just don't watch it. So nothing against you guys if you do. Nothing against you guys if you do, but it's just not for me. Yeah, don't get G-Man started. He loves women's boxing. Look, if you like it, that's fine. It's not for me personally. I don't particularly like it. I don't care for it. I did cover some fights, but it wasn't for the right reasons. If you like it, go for it. I'm not as into it, but The only issue I have is when they would like take like when little like Shannon Courtney is fighting Rachel Ball, but she's got a 6 rounder in between. I don't see why you'd need to do that. Why wouldn't you give that to one of your up and coming prospects? Like the girl has a world title fight. Why are you giving her an in between 6 rounder? And if you're going to do it, be fair and give Rachel Ball an in between 6 rounder as well. Then, you know. So that's what I have to say on that. I prefer Finial boxing as well. She is better. I'm sure there are some actually decent like women interviewers out there, but I'm sure they're not, how do I say it? How do I say it without coming across as a dick? There are women's boxers, like reporters out there who are good, but maybe they don't want to, put themselves out there, if you know what I mean. Which is not the way it should be, but look at the world we live in. Rachel Ball is better experienced, but I think Shannon might nick it on points. Yeah. You thought she won last time. I didn't, Nick, personally, and I did watch it. To be fair, that fight was actually a little bit entertaining. I have to say it was a little bit entertaining. I think with the way Sky are, they're probably trying to. They seem to want to. You can tell kind of when Sky want to build a fighter, like irrespective of whether you think of it or not. They give them like even little advantages, like giving her a little run out against a nobody, little things like that, just a little kind of hint that like this is who we want. Do you know what sort of way? So yeah, I reckon that's what they're looking at. But look, as I said, if you like women's boxing, go for it. Like watch it, do it. I don't mind, but it's just not for me. It's not for me. That guy, big up G man, big up to that guy every single time, man. Big up to you, my friend. Williams versus Eubank would be a great fight. I'd like to see it. I'll take Chris Eubank Jr. in that fight. Lee Williams has improved so much, like exponentially, but just experience, athleticism, I give it to Eubank slightly. I think it's going to be a competitive fight. Don't make no mistake about that. Be a very competitive fight. Rocking the chop like a boss. I respect that exactly. I wasn't a boss like way back when I was like letting it grow, like and getting. I was horrible, man. I was in a fucking bad way back then, man. Fuck me. I was just like a fucking, and it was my own fault. It's nothing major like that was wrong, but it was just like I let fucking shit get to me, and I'm not doing that again. 44 likes. Let's make it 40 likes. Do we have 40? How many likes do we have actually, Nick? Big up. I haven't even checked the likes. How many likes do we have? One more like. We need one like to get to 40 likes. Come on, lads. Let's smash the like button. Yeah, one like to get to 40 likes. Losing is crucial in becoming great at something. Perfect. Here's the thing, right? I've had times where some people would be like, yo, G, with the amount you do with this, that, and the other, this isn't even, we're not even talking about like YouTube and all. You did this, the other, but it didn't work out right. Things should have been. It's like, hang on a minute. No. Just because it didn't work out doesn't mean it's bad. It just means I need to reassess what I did wrong. Because if everything went perfectly, when shit does hit the fan, then you're like, what do I do? Like with me, I've reassessed a certain situation. And I'm like, right, I know what to do and what not to do now. So I'm good. And if anything comes up, I know what to do. So losing is part and parcel of life, man. It's just the way it is. But it's just how you react to that loss. That's where you go from. Coogan blatantly wants to bone Courtney. Again, Courtney, I don't see the appeal. Maybe it's just me. I know what I like, and it definitely ain't Shannon Courtney. He was drooling over her. Yeah, Coogan. I don't understand it. I really don't. I mean, like, I don't see what the appeal is there. It's because I like specific like thing, but yeah, not for me. So I'm not a fan of it. I like the atmosphere around Courtney, and you gotta love Katie Taylor. Katie Taylor is like massive in Ireland. Like people idolize that girl over here. Yeah, there you go. I agree. You can't master something without making a mistake. I mean, like, look at my old videos. Look how crap they were. I mean, I know you shouldn't say that, but they were. I couldn't edit properly. I couldn't record them properly. I couldn't do. I had to learn. And even when I got better at editing, I still made mistakes. But it's just part and parcel of learning. So look at YouTube and you'll see it. Like that's how it goes. You just gotta learn. Like you make mistakes, you learn. And it's only when you don't learn that's when shit like starts happening. When you've done something once and you're like, ah, shit, that didn't work. You know what I need to do now? The exact same thing again, and then it'll just come up and blow you back in the face again. You know. You think women's boxing will be big one day? I don't. I don't know. I don't know, man. You see, boxing does have great fans and it has bad fans. You have boxing fans who will literally ridicule you for liking a certain fighter. Whereas like you like that guy, oh you're this, you're that. It's like it's a bit of boxing. It's just boxing, man. You know, there's more important things to me than boxing, believe you me. So, but I do like I love doing these videos. I love what it's done. I love the the interaction it gives me. I love all this, man. I love all this stuff. So that's what that's what I love about doing these. That's why I like doing these live streams because it gives me a chance to interact with you guys twice a week. That's why I love doing all this. But I don't understand people who get so fixated. But people get like that about football as well, though. Like you see people where it's like remember Dave Beckham saying he was getting like death threats after he missed, was it a penalty or something in the 90s? I was like, it's a game. Like, how is like England or someone like that not getting to the World Cup dramatically going to affect your life? You know? I remember when England got to the semis in 2018, and there was like an Irish bar in town, and like, well, I say town, I think it was in Coolock or Raheny or somewhere like that. I think it might have been Coolock. And there was like an English guy there, and he said, like, if England win, you want to get out of here quick. I was like, what? That's bollocks. Why would you like? That's just crazy. Why would you do that? It's a game. Like it's a game. Like what the fuck? Like man can't go for a drink without being like told, yeah, your team wins, so yeah, we're gonna. It's not his fault. You're an humble man, G man. That's great. I don't. I believe in myself. I think I'm good at things and this, that, and the other, and like that. It's the only reason I've started really thinking that, to be honest with you, like being proper, like sure of myself. But one thing I'll never be is arrogant. I don't like that. I don't like guys who are like that. Who are just like, yeah, I'm fucking this. I'm fucking great. Blah 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 blah. It's like, or lads who like try and be real loud because it's like that. That to me that just reeks of insecurity. It's like, what are you talking to him for? I'll just blah 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 blah. It's like, yeah, yeah. We know why you're coming over now. You live in Watford. Shannon, her attitude has changed a lot since signing with Eddie Hearn. Trust me, just like AJ, she's not there. She's not the fan-friendly personality we see on TV. Oh, you could see that though. You could see that in her. That you could tell she's proper diva. You could tell that. But AJ has that. AJ, it's a bit more easy to spot. AJ's definitely a bit more easy to spot with that whole attitude. With that whole attitude. You enjoy watching some Katie Taylor lover combination. I just not a fan, bro. I'm just not a fan. Like I said, like Katie Taylor is very rigid. She gets hit a lot. She does have some. She's bit like that. Pursuing the first Pursuing fight wasn't bad. I have to say that. But I've never been. Terry Harper versus Natasha Jonas is the only women's fight I can honestly say that I enjoyed. I did enjoy that fight. That was a good fight. But other than that, I can't really think of any. And I've seen plenty. I can't think of any that I really enjoyed. Terry Harper, Natasha Jonas was good. Savannah Marshall's not too bad. But that's really it, man. That's really it, to be honest. I would probably watch Savannah Marshall. Would I cover a fight? Probably not. Maybe. But they're really the only kind of ones that I would really religiously kind of have a look at. The rest, I mean, Rachel Ball, Ebony Bridges. Ebony Bridges. God. She probably is a nice girl, to be fair, but her Twitter followers are just, it's creepy. Like, it's just bizarre. It's her Twitter followers are just so overbearing. Like, and it's just weird. Like, the shit that they be coming out with on her Twitter page is just like, whoa. Now, what is this? So, that's what I got to say about Miss Bridges. Ebony Bridges. Good eye, mate. Yeah, about a bloody fucking believer. Oh, lads. What do I make of McGregor Pacquiao? End of an era tune-up fight. Cara White. I'm saying that right. Cara. Hope I'm saying that name right. End of an era. End of an era. That's him going out in style. If McGregor loses tomorrow, well, I know it's a different sport, but would they really be able to sell it? I don't know. He'll call out if and when he wins, he'll call Pacquiao out. Wait and you see. He'll call Pacquiao out. Pacquiao will absolutely light McGregor up like a Christmas tree. He will look like a Manny Pacquiao in his early 30s. That's what I think. Actually, Nick, good shout. Yes, that was another fight last year I actually did enjoy. I have to admit, I did enjoy that fight last year. I forgot about that. Yeah, McCalkin versus Brackhurst. That was a good fight last year. I forgot about that. That was a good fight. I didn't cover it, but it was a good fight. Thanks for shouting that one out, actually. I appreciate that. Because I actually forgot completely about that fight. And that is a good fight. It's on the Gonzalez. Chocolatito won the card, which I can't wait for. Chocolatito Gonzalez. It's gonna be great. Him against Estrada. Because I called him Chocolatito versus Gonzalez, which was. If Billy Joe knuckles down, do you give him a chance against Canelo? For me, he will not give too much respect like other fighters. No, he won't give too. If he knuckles down, he can cause Canelo problems. I think Canelo is so talented, his movement is so good that it will offset some of what Billy Joe does. Whether Billy Joe wins enough rounds, it's irrelevant because I think that Canelo, although the zone scorecard's been a lot closer since it's been on there, I still think that he'll get the rub of the green from the judges, especially in the close rounds. I think they'll give him the rub of the green. But do I think? Well, he looks to be knuckled down, bro. He looks it. He's been in the gym. He's been working with Jimmy Tibbs. So I reckon. Well, look. I think it's pretty much a done deal. We're going to get Billy Joe versus Canelo in May. Like I could probably go and sit on my chair over there, make a video, and just save it in like my hard drive or something like that, with the anticipation of that fight being announced. Because that's what I'm guaranteeing. Oh boy, Ty Boot, Ebony Bridges is a beautiful love story. Yeah, just like Romeo and Juliet, happy ending. No, I think Ebony Bridges is seeing a guy anyway. But Jesus, man, Ty FL. Could you imagine Coogan if you ever interviewed Ebony Bridges? I mean, my God. 100%. Yeah, I've got Estrada as well. Myself, man. 100%. I think that it is going to be. That's a wake up in the morning job. I'll watch that fight live. I can't wait for that fight. I'm an Ebony Bridges Twitter follower. Should I turn the light off on my way out? Nah, I get what you mean. Me and Eb do talk a fair bit, though. And honestly, she's a good woman. Her followers are weird. I've nothing against Ebony Bridges at all. It's like what you said there. Her followers are just weird. They're just strange. Like the stuff, like if you got, like, I follow her on Twitter, right? And I do it just to read the comments. I'm just kind of like, I don't know what they're going to say now. And it's just like, the fuck? Yeah, her followers are weird. Nah, she's a maths teacher. Ebony Bridges. Thoughts on Olympics not happening and ramifications on guys like Clark who waited 10 years. It's disgrace. It's terrible. It's absolutely fucking terrible. I mean, imagine that. I hope. Are they actually cancelled? Are we not getting the Olympics this year? Or is that for definite, or are we doing it behind closed doors? It's terrible. It's just. These guys doing all that, missing out on probably, because some of these guys might stay amateur too long in the hope of winning the medal. That's just. I hope we get the Olympics. I just want shit back to normal. And the ironic thing is, like, oh, are they? Really? Fuck, is that definite? Rumors Olympics being cancelled. No, what? Demand to be held despite cancellation rumors. Okay, so it's a touch and go situation. Now, I've never really religiously followed the Olympics, but I hope that's not the case, man. I really do. Just for some of the guys in its sake. It's not fair. That's 2 years. Not to be the dumbest, but who is Ebony Bridges? She's an Australian female fighter. She's meant to fight Rachel Ball. Just Google her, and it's actually spelled Ebaine and Bridges. She is pretty, to be fair. I'll give her that. But she's got a very bizarre kind of like audience following. They're simps, basically. It's the best way to describe it. They're simps, but they're weird. Which I think she even said a British fighter or a British thing bought one of her old socks and had her sent it over. That's bizarre. That's fucked up. That's fucked up, man. Lead about if Billy Joe was 100%, could nick it on points but lose the decision. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. Yeah, Google her, man. She is pretty, to be fair. To be fair, she is pretty. Again, Ebony Bridges ain't my type, though. Ebony Bridges ain't my type. No way. I know my type. Your boy knows his type, and that stays with me. Stays with me. I follow her from the start. She actually met and signed with gloves. Oh, really? That sounds nice, actually. What I want to know is after Junior Fad, does Parker go for next? Man, I don't know what the crack is with that Junior Fad fight. Because in one sense you're hearing that's happening, in the second sense you're hearing that Fad's having those blood issues. So I don't know. Apparently it's still penciled in, but God knows what might happen. Yeah, I reckon I want to see the White rematch. Can't see White taking that. Not because he's afraid, but just because if he gets a guaranteed world title shot coming up, then good luck. That they're not gonna. He might not risk it. I'd love to see the White rematch. I really, truly would. I'd love to see it. It'd be a great rematch. Her matching Bridges, and oh my God, yeah, Bridges is better looking. Yeah, this has gone weird, man. Yeah, you're getting the women's boxing in here. Well, they wanted to know about everybody. I told them. Oh, damn, she's pretty. I wonder if those chest plates are legit. Definitely not. Hell no. Hell no. Actually feel there, but yeah, exactly. Get a good contract in the pros. It's sad that some of them might turn pro and like some of them would be going down the small hall route, but they're being decimated by these restrictions. Because a lot of these fighters would be making their money from the small hall shows. They can't do that now because they make their money from selling tickets. And a lot of promoters, they pay to go on these cards and they make their money back by selling tickets. There's no fans. So yeah, exactly. That not a chance there, real man. Not a hope in hell. I mean, you can just no way. No way. That they're definitely not. I big up the car as well. Sorry about that. Warrington ducking. It's an interesting one. He doesn't want to fight Galahad. Duck. He wants the big fights, but Kanzu is for a regular title. Duck. I always say that if you vacate a title to avoid a certain fighter, but you end up getting the bigger fight out of it, you can kind of say from a business sense, right, that was the right thing to do. So we need to watch this space. I seen that, bro. I seen Blood's offered million, multi-million. Yeah, but I don't know. I wonder if there's legality in that. We'll have to wait and see how that goes. Lads, I'm going to call it quits here. Had a great time, which is all tonight. I was meant to do this yesterday, but things got in the way, so I ended up doing it today. I'm happy I got to do it today. Appreciate every single person who came into the chat. Appreciate Nick. Every time, Nick. I got a big Nick up, especially. He's been in here since the start, so big up to you, my man, every single time. I appreciate your support, man, every time. All the comments, everything. Big up to Lee, the ball guy. Man, came over here from Mad 8, so big up to you, man. Love 8H8. First time in here, so big up to you, man. Hope you enjoyed it. Cara, hope I'm saying that name right. I could be saying it wrong. So If I am, apologies, because me and names just, yeah, me and names is not great, man. Me and names ain't great. Big up to Limo. Big up to everyone in the chat, man. Big up to all the guys who came in, Troll Network, everyone. So, lads, as I always say, I'll call it quit. I'll get some videos tomorrow. Definitely. Big up. Take care. And big up to Nick. And smash the like button on the way out if you can. And lads, I'll talk to you all tomorrow. Give you all a bit of fun for a Friday night. You'll see me tomorrow, lads. Peace.